Hello, my fellow Americans. Our forefathers, the writers of the Constitution, would roll over in their grave if they knew what was going on in the United States. Yet, let me reiterate, they would roll over in their graves if they knew the travesties of how the Constitution is being interpreted. What I am talking about, you ask? Well, I'll tell you. I'm talking about the right to bear arms. Yes, our forefathers, the writers of the Constitution, were smart enough to presume that Americans shall have inalienable rights. According to the Legal Information Institute online website in 2019, the Second Amendment to the United States Constitution reads, "A well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed." The right to bear arms is a right of God and country. I support the right for Americans to not only bear arms, but the right to protect life and country. Why should you trust little old me? Good question. I have not only taken classes on gun safety, but I have also taught from an early age to respect guns. In fact, I was taught to only use guns to feed my family or to protect my family from any threats. I have a concealed deadly weapons license and feel that I am more qualified to talk on the subject of gun rights. Today I'm here to convince you that the right to own a gun is a right guaranteed to all Americans, afforded to us by the Constitution of the United States in the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment guarantees that all American citizens can protect their self and family by the right to bear arms. I've owned guns, shotguns. I've shot guns since I was 8 years old. I was taught at an early age to respect gun safety, which is most important. However, I believe that I have the right to own guns and the right to use guns to protect myself and my family. I want to persuade you, now listen, I want to persuade you that guns are safe. Guns can protect you. That guns don't kill people. People kill people. Let's begin by stating facts. Did you know that the United States has more guns than any other country in the world? That's over 120 guns per 100 people, or around 393 million guns owned by Americans. Gun control advocates say that the Second Amendment wasn't intended for citizens, but only regulated militia. However, I believe that the Second Amendment is here to protect the individual rights for self-defense. The Second Amendment of the United States Constitution protects individual gun ownership. Owning a gun is a tradition older than our country. Gun ownership is protected by the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment helps protect an individual's right to possess a firearm and to use that firearm for hunting and defense of your home. The Founding Fathers understood that it's a fundamental right to own and bear arms, which is essential to maintaining an individual's right of free speech, freedom of the press, freedom of religion, and to protect against illegal liberties afforded by the Bill of Rights. Gun control advocates would like to convince you that owning a gun leads to more crime and uncontrolled violence and murders. However, on their website, the procon.org list states that the largest increase in gun ownership also have the largest drops in violent crimes. Advocates of gun control also point out that the ban on the right to own guns would reduce gun-related deaths. My friends, listen, this is not true. Taking the guns out of the hands of law-abiding citizens would only lead to more deaths. According to procon.org online website in 2019, criminals don't obey the law without the fear of retaliation from victims who might be packing heat. Criminals in possession of these weapons now have a much easier job. As the saying goes, if guns are outlawed, only outlaws will have guns. To clarify, if gun control laws are enacted, the criminals will have free reign, meaning that crime will reign supreme. Criminals will have no fear of retaliations for citizens who own guns. The enactment of gun control laws will prevent criminals from training guns. Listen to me. The problem with gun control laws is that it takes guns out of the hands of individuals that are law-abiding citizens, while the criminals just ignore such laws. This year, the procon.org highlighted, despite Chicago's ban on gun shops, shooting ranges, and assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. In 2014, Chicago had 2,089 shooting victims, including at least 390 murders. Get that. Let's consider that the framers, our founding fathers, perceived that in the future that the government would try to infringe on our rights or that crime would run out of control. The framers of the Constitution knew the rights of the people were more important than the rights of the United States government and their ability to control citizens. A perfect example is that in the American Revolution, the seizure of arms by the British showed how the government could take away people's rights in the rule of the government versus the people. However, being armed was vital to the writers of the Second Amendment. Our leaders knew that citizens being armed there was a need. In case there was a revolt, we needed to be armed. And the American Revolution proved that. Thus, the Second Amendment was formed, giving individuals a essential right to bear arms. Let's consider that the advocates of gun rights are right in the assumption that guns kill people and that the rights of the citizens to bear arms only lead to more death. However, would those advocates feel the same way if they had a chance to save their family, only if they've had a gun, only if they wouldn't have fought so hard to ban guns, their wife, their son, even their daughter may still be alive. Therefore, I believe that the rights of many outweigh the rights of the few. Listen, whether you're for gun control or against it, people need to realize gun safety is an important part of why concerns exist against enacting gun control laws. I understand that gun safety is an important part of gun control. I myself have been taught gun safety and understand the risk. However, if the proponents of gun control would just realize that criminals don't care about gun safety, in fact, education is the key to gun safety. Proponents of gun control preach that such mandatory safety would reduce the number of accidental gun deaths. My friends, let's explain. Let me preach the truth. On their website, theprocon.org lists 95% of all U.S. gun owners believe that children should learn about gun safety. Guns don't kill people, people kill people. And people need more education and mental illness screening to prevent massacres. The guns are not killing the people. Yes, that's right. Guns don't kill people, people kill people. Guns never killed anyone. Why blame guns for killing people? Why ban guns? What will this solve? Think about it. Instead, let's make laws that teach gun safety. Look, guns aren't going anywhere. Why not come to that realization and teach gun safety to everyone? Let's summarize this speech. The Second Amendment of the United States gives American citizens the right to bear arms. The right to bear arms is not only a right, but it's a privilege and an honor. To be able to protect my family and maybe even someday citizens against crime and injustice. The Second Amendment protects individual gun ownership. The enactment of gun control laws will not prevent criminals from obtaining guns. The problem with gun control laws is it takes the guns out of the hands of law-abiding citizens, while the criminals still have the guns. Look, gun safety is an important part of concerns which exist against the gun control laws. Listen, my friends, I'm here to convince you that the right to own and use a gun is a right guaranteed to all Americans afforded by the Constitution of the United States and the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment guarantees that all American citizens can protect theirself and their family by the right to bear arms. I encourage my fellow citizens to take advantage of the rights afforded to them by the Constitution. I encourage you to first learn gun safety, then buy a gun. It's your right to own a gun and to protect yourself and your family. Don't let the proponents of gun control change your mind. Don't let the criminals catch you unprepared. Criminals don't care about gun control laws, so enjoy the rights given to you by the Founding Fathers. Thank you, and have a nice day.